guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode en Suelta La Lengua con Itati. Oh my God, otro episodio. Agradecida, bendecida. I feel so happy. We have another special guest, una de las muchachas más exitosas, más popular en las redes sociales, TikTok, Instagram. We see her everywhere. La que nos da el remedio para destapar todo lo que tenemos dentro de nosotros. Let's welcome MustBeCindy.
Oh
Yes.
Hello,
Hi.
hello. Hi, my love. Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate you.
Dude, you don't even know. Like, yo cuando ustedes miren estos episodios, I'm bringing the top of the top. O sea, las que más admiro, las que más yo he estado viendo desde que comencé. Dude, true inspiration.
Thank you, my love. I know when I saw that you brought out your podcast, I was like, dude, an episode with Itati is like what I need. Because I feel like this is like the realest of the realest that we're just going to be tonight. I'm so excited.
Dude, and you don't even know, ustedes no saben cómo se siente, like, literally saying like, oh, Cindy, I would like to have you on my podcast. And she's like, let's do it. And it's like, for me, 19-year-old Itati is screaming.
Girl,
like, damn, we're having her on here. So thank you for taking the time out of the day to be here. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy? Like,
me siento nerviosa, pero me siento muy a gusto. Because I'm like, I know, as soon as I was even told, like, if I could come on the podcast, I was like, I know it's going to be such a genuine, cool vibe. Because, dude, I feel like I love you. I didn't know you before, like when you knew me, pero siento que it's going to be a badass episode. So thank you.
No, hombre, es un honor tenerla aquí. La neta que yo estoy muy feliz con todo el éxito que tienes because realmente te lo mereces. You're just a badass woman in general. And I feel like everything coming towards you, you truly, truly do deserve it because she's a hardworking woman and a mom. So today we're just going to go all in. We want to know who is MustBeCindy out of cameras. We want to know quién eres tú realmente. For all your viewers and all your supporters that watch you, I just want to get to know you a little bit more.
Thank you.
You know, I've hung out with her. We've gone to like Pico Rivera. We've been to a lot of places together, and I really just want to get to know you a little bit more. You know.
Thank you, my love.
And no, my intention is never with this podcast. Yo sé que les encanta el chisme y a quien no le encanta, ¿verdad? Pero ¿quién es las personas que admiramos fuera de las cámaras, you know? Yes. So it's like something super cool. So, Cindy, cuéntanos, o sea, ¿quién es Cindy fuera de las cámaras? You know, like...
I feel like for me, MustBeCindy, I feel like everybody already knows who MustBeCindy is. If you don't know who I am, I'm like, hi, I'm MustBeCindy. Pero siento que afuera de las cámaras, I feel like I'm just mom mode, like 24/7, you know. Recently we just got our house and siento como que este año, I'm going to be 30 already. And I swear to you guys, me off cameras is just like being home, being with the kids. And really, it's really all about my kids. Like, I feel like before, before when I first started in this industry, sentía como que it was all about Cindy, you know? Like, and I was so busy with my work and stuff. Y siento como que últimamente, yes, it's about my work, but I feel like it's like I'm mom mode, like 24/7.
Definitely. Mode. I definitely feel like we got to meet a different side of Cindy this year. Like, not just her influencer side, but her mom side and her éxito side, which, by the way, congratulations on your guys' new home. La neta, felicidades. And she's doing a whole backyard makeover, una alberca, palmas. Qué chingón, neta. It's so awesome seeing a Latina woman, you know, grow as a person and just be successful as you are, you know. I know you shared with us on social media, you're a young mom. Like you were, how old did you have your daughter?
I was 14 when I had her. So, I mean, seeing myself now, like being almost 30 years old as a mom now compared to the mom that I was before, it definitely is such a beautiful feeling, you know, to be able to not only be like a successful person in the industry, but like also being like a successful mom, you know what I mean? And I don't mean that like work-wise. I just mean I'm able to like, I don't know, like now work so hard to be able to like just give them everything that I couldn't give even my daughter Karina when I was 14, 15 years old, you know? So se siente definitely like muy bonito.
¿Y siempre fue tu plan ser un influencer when you first were pregnant?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't because I didn't start in the influencer world until I had my second baby, which, because Karina, I had her at like almost 15. And then my second baby, I had him when I was 23. So I feel like that's when it like happened, but it wasn't meant to happen. I've talked about this before. And it just happened. Like I remember one day I went live, I started doing my makeup and people just liked me. They liked my cheese. People really do love cheese, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Really do love
100%.
cheese, man. But I feel like they also love realness. You know, they love when they can see a person go through, I guess, like the struggles that I was going through. And I feel like that's what attracted a lot of like people towards me because my life wasn't like your regular life, you know, like for example, you're an influencer, you don't have kids. So it's kind of like, it's all about you. For me, it was like, I was starting to be an influencer, but I had kids, I had struggles. I had to, you know, figure out how I was paying my rent. I had to figure out how I was like gonna co-parent, like all of that, you know what I mean? So it's like more like the struggle side of it, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And it brought in like that audience but no, I never woke up one day and said like, oh, I want to be an influencer. Like this is what I want to do. It naturally happened.
I feel like sometimes a veces la gente lo tiene como naturalmente en ellos, de que si va a pasar, you know? And I definitely relate. I mean, freaking MustBeCindy es una persona fregoncísima, chingona. A lot of people can relate to her, and I feel like you're truly an inspiration to a lot of women out there that, you know, might have kids at a young age or want to be in the same position that you are in general. So you're truly are an amazing person. How do your kids feel with you being the person you are right now?
I think at the beginning it was kind of like, especially when MustBeCindy was like popping off, I feel like it was a little weird for them.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really know like that world. But I feel like now they all live it. I mean, my son, he'll get the guitar and he'll be in front of the camera. My daughter, she's doing collaborations now. I saw that he
sings.
So they like it, you know, and I love that they like it because one thing I will say that I've been saying lately, I'm like, when I'm done here, like I want them to hopefully love it enough to where like they can do it too. But now they're so used to like if we see people in person y todo eso, like que piden fotos y todo, like they love it.
Yeah.
Ethan literally, one thing he does do is whenever they ask for a picture and like they're kind of to the side, Ethan and Karina, he'll be like, well, why didn't I get in the picture? Or he'll look at his followers and he's like, why do you have this many followers and I have 100? I'm like, boy.
Oh, you guys made him an Instagram?
He has his Instagram and then he has his little private TikTok.
Oh.
And he thinks the amount of people he follows are his followers, but that's who he follows like 100 people. And the other day he was like, I have 100 followers.
Oh, but that's who he's following.
Like,
¿Cuántos años tiene tus niños?
6.
And Kari?
And Kari is 15.
Dude, that is amazing.
Like,
you're a hot mom.
I'm like, it makes me feel older, but I love it. I feel like it's such a beautiful, I don't know, this year, you know, especially with her turning 15 and him being 6, siento como que like my house has had such a beautiful balance where I don't know, it's such a beautiful thing being a mom, to be honest. Sometimes I tell myself like I want to have another baby, but then sometimes I'm like, it's kind of nice where we're at right now because we get to do things like this and not have to worry about, you know,
porque ya están grandecitos. Ya están grandecitos and you feel like if you have otro, pues es como comenzando de nuevo. But I mean, it's never too late to...
Pero sí va a pasar. Pero todavía estamos
You're thinking of having another baby.
I do want one because I'm already going to be 30, you know? So I'm like, I'm already going to be 30. Karina's 15. Al rato, you know, she's going to be 18 in like a blink of an eye. And then I'm only going to be with Ethan. I feel like siento como que ocupo algo más, but I'm just trying to like time it wisely right now. You know, like, do I do it next year? Do I do it the following year? Yeah, see.
Looking at your life now, Cindy, and looking at your life when you first became a mom, what were the struggles like when you first became a mom?
Dude, sometimes I get so sad when I think about it, and I feel like I'll never be able to forget where I came from because of the struggles being so strong.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I mean, think about it. I mean, you have a baby at 14, 15 years old. Like, what can you really provide for them when you're still in school? You're still... So looking at myself back then and now, sometimes I don't know how to like soak it in. Sometimes I don't know how to take it in. Sometimes it doesn't feel real, you know? Because I'm like, antes era de que I was either like broke or, I was just like broke all the time, you know, because I had 2 kids really young. And so it's just, it's a beautiful thing to look back at because I feel like for me and what I love the most about my life, to be honest, is that I did go through those struggles and then I'm here now. So it's kind of like, it's like a full circle type of thing, you know, where, hey, you didn't grow up with money or you didn't grow up like not having struggles. Like I came from struggles. And that's why I always tell everyone that tells me like, oh, what are your tips to us to like be an influencer, Yassi? Yeah. I'm like, you just got to do what you do with love. And I feel like that's going to take you places and anybody can do it. I mean, look at me, my ghetto ass, you know, like if I did it, anybody can do it. So
hell yeah. So is that like one tip that you would give to your viewers, todas las personas que quisieran hacer an influencer, they want to be in your position? That's what you would tell them, like, just be you, man.
Just be you. And you said that the other day. You were like, you have to be yourself. Like, you have to be you because if you try to be like everybody else, how far are you really going to make it? You know?
Yeah.
So you have to just be yourself and just do what you do with love. Like, you can't walk into a certain type of like job and just want it so badly that you kind of forget to do it like with love. You know what I mean? I've done it with love this whole entire time, and look at where it's brought me. Like, I feel like for me, being in this industry, like my focus is always like, I just gotta like sacar a mis hijos adelante.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know?
Is that like, that's your main priority?
That's my main
Sacarlos.
priority. Por eso it's like, for me, it's not like about popularity or just, you know, like the amount of people that know you or the amount of people that follow you. For me, it's just like, sacar a mis hijos adelante y con eso tengo, you know? Gracias a Dios, he gave me this beautiful audience and I love them. I mean, sometimes I trip out. I'm like, bro, this many people really love you, you know? But my end goal and my goal is just like raise your kids and, you know, but yes, definitely do what you want to do with like so much love.
How long have you been on social media for?
Like 30 years. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've been on it for like 6 years.
6 years. And within those 6 years, ¿qué has aprendido de lo que es las redes sociales? Okay.
That it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I feel like people sometimes think that it's like so easy or that it's like, oh, we're just sitting here and we're just like, you know,
creating content and just doing this and that.
Making money like that. But I mean, it's just like your regular job. You have to put like effort, energy. You have to put all of your time into it. And I feel like one thing I've learned about it is that it's just like every other it's just like every other industry. You know what I mean? Like you have to have thick skin for it, for sure. Because you're in the public eye. You're in the public eye, and there's been a lot of moments where I feel like I haven't had like the thickest skin, and like the biggest thing that I've learned from it is like you have to have like that thick skin, you know?
Do you feel like before, when you first started social media, you had to show this like perfect side of you and now you're you, or have you always just been you? Like,
I think I've always just been me.
Yeah.
Like if I have to fart, I'll fart. Like if I have to freaking, like I'm just not the type of person that I've never liked to be, because yo digo, like ahorita estamos aquí, mañana no sabemos. You know what I mean? Like, and I always want people to remember me as like someone that just like, I don't know, just always show. I always show my girls like my struggles, because even now people probably think, oh, they have no struggles as influencers. They have all, you know, this money and they have all this like, and no, like we have struggles. You know, we do still go through like regular human things like family drama or like, you know what I mean, like just or not feeling motivated or a lot of those. So I always just have to remind everybody that I'm human. Like, so anything I'm going through, I'll throw it out there.
Really?
I don't like to.
You like to be real.
Yeah.
You like to be straightforward and real.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've noticed about Cindy, and it's why you stand out, because you like to be you.
Yeah.
And you like to be transparent, and you like to show people who you truly are. You're not here to sugarcoat anything. For example, something that you do like to show on social media that isn't common, you're really good at co-parenting.
Yeah.
You're really good at co-parenting. And I saw, you know, you have your boyfriend right now, Brandon, and I've seen how supportive he is with you. And he's here with us. Hi, Brandon. He's here. Very amazing and, you know, very supportive. How did you manage to do co-parenting?
For me, I feel like it just happened. But it happens over time. You know, I feel like a lot of people are always like, how do you do it? Because girls sit there and have pedas with like, you know, Karina's dad and stuff. With Karina's dad, it's a little bit easier. I've always said this because ella está más grande. So I feel like, I don't know, me and him, we see ourselves as like grown ass parents.
Yeah.
You know? Tenemos una 15-year-old. So I feel like como cuando you have a child that's like a lot smaller, you do have problems. But I've always told everybody, like, you have to do it for your kids. Because you had a baby with this person, like your problems, their problems, the problems you guys have together, like they don't matter. Like you have to do it for your babies, because one day they're gonna grow up and remember, like, you know, my mom and dad were able to sit for a birthday, or like we're able to sit for like school events or holidays and things like that. Like literally tomorrow we're gonna host a Friendsmas, and Karina's dad's part of our friends, so they're gonna be there, and it's just really nice to be able to do things together. And not necessarily because we're not together doesn't mean that her birthday has to be celebrated apart, or, you know.
Did you guys just distance each other when you guys broke up or whatever happened because of a young age? You guys just cada quien se fue a su propio lado?
Yeah, yes, because I think I was like 18 when I split with Karina's. That's I was little, you know.
And you were just like, let's just maintain a good, you know, friendship because of our daughter.
And it wasn't always good, but I feel like you eventually get to a point where you're like, okay, I see this person every week. Like I trade the baby off like every week and stuff. Like why always have like that draining energy, like those problems when it's so much easier to get along than to not get along. Yeah, you know, and I feel like that's one thing people have to understand. Like I feel like nowadays we make our problems like our kids' problems. So if you have a problem with your baby daddy, like, yeah, those kids saben, like, it's better to kind of keep that away from them and always try for them, you know? I feel like that's my goal. Like, I want my kids to later on be like, damn, my mom and my dad went with me to Disneyland, or like, because we do stuff like that, you know? Like, we'll go to Disneyland together, we'll party together, we'll birthdays, like, we do it all together. And I want my kids to grow up and be like, pues ahí estaba mi mami, ahí estaba mi dad.
Exactly.
But sometimes you can have like a partner que no quiere. Gracias a Dios, Karina's dad's partner, like, oh my God, she loves me, girl. Like, she's all MustBeCindy. Aparte de loving me as a person, like, she's all MustBeCindy. Like, siempre compra like todas mis collabs and everything like that. So she's very supportive. And then there you have Brandon, that's also, you know, they just get it. And when you get it,
that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, when you started dating Brandon, did you fill him in that? Like, I have, you know, this bond and I want to continue this bond with Karina's, you know, dad. Or how did you communicate?
Well, Brandon, I'm like, I've known Brandon a lot longer than I've been dating him, because he used to sing at all of my parties. So he kind of like saw my life for years, you know, because he was there like birthdays and any celebration, like, he was around. So he would see, you know, everyone, and was obviously singing for someone's parties that often, because I feel like it was so often, huh? Like, it was literally like, and that was around the time where I was doing like parties after parties. So you get to kind of, he got to know like everyone in the crowd, you know, from being around so much. So once we started dating, siento como que pues él ya sabía mi vida, like, and then I'm on social media, so everybody really knows my life, you know, like, so it wasn't anything new to him or anything like that I had to break down to him. Like, he kind of already saw it, and pues is what he chose.
And how do you guys maintain a healthy relationship ahorita?
Me and Brandon, pues, si te digo los secrets, putazos. No, just kidding.
Fregadazos. Oh my God. No, I really like how you guys, and again, going back to the same thing, you guys portray everything very transparent, you know? You guys are very open about everything. Eso lo bonito, because you don't portray this perfect life.
Yeah.
You like to be real with your people. I see when you're always live y siempre está enseñándole a la gente, you know, everything who is really MustBeCindy. And that's something super cool, because it's always all about standing out and not blending in.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to portray this person. Pero en realidad, Cindy's una persona, yo la conozco por ya tiempo, and she's a very beautiful person inside and out. Like, truly, she really is. She's an awesome mom. She's a very hardworking person. And there's so much that she has done to be where she is, and she truly deserves it. I feel like you truly deserve it, Cindy, because uno le chinga para llegar a donde está. Pero cuando uno le chinga para estar donde está, trae consecuencias. Trae envidia, trae celos, trae traiciones, trae backstabbing, trae muchas cosas malas. But honestly, Cindy, you're such a freaking strong-ass person, because you've been through a lot on social media and you still remain of a freaking positive, big-ass person, dude. How do you take care of yourself mentally?
Dude, that's one thing I don't even know. Like,
because anxiety, you get anxiety.
And
how do you take care of it? Or let's talk about anxiety.
I feel like I get anxiety like on the daily.
Yeah.
Pero a lot of people deal with anxiety, like, and I feel like we kind of put it in the back burner, you know, like whatever emotions you're feeling towards your anxiety, like you put it in the back burner and you still have to like continue with your day. Y siento que a veces it's really hard, you know, like there's a lot of days where you kind of just want to like break down and you kind of just want to like, I don't know, anxiety is really, really bad. But one thing about me that I always tell myself is like, it's going to be okay. Like every anxiety attack that I've had, every panic attack that I've had, you always come out of it, you know? So I siento que you just got to be like strong, even in the days where you feel like you can't, like you have to be strong, you know?
And what do you feel like you would tell yourself? What would you tell Cindy? That's Cindy. We're going to kind of switch it out to algo más positivo, porque la Cindy tiene una hermosa smile y ella merece sonreírse, aparte de todo lo malo que a veces pasa, porque realmente it happens.
Yeah.
No somos perfectos, y a veces en las redes sociales la gente wants us to portray as that perfect person, you know? Yeah. When we're all human in reality, we all fuck up. Yeah. We all go through things. It's part of the process, you know? But you're a strong-ass person, Cindy.
Thank
and
you.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've been following you for a while, and you're a badass bitch. All right? You're a badass person, porque no matter what the fuck you've gone through, tú, aunque te caigas, tú te levantas doble. And you say, this happened, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to fucking do it better.
It's because we have to.
We have to. And you especially, because you're a mom, you know, and you have all these things, and you have so many goals in life, dude. And I truly admire you, and I truly get inspired from you, because you're a freaking badass person, dude. Like, literally. So, esa Cindy que comenzó hace como que 8 años, ¿Qué le dijeras a esa Cindy? The person you are right now. ¿Qué le vas a decir a esa Cindy que comenzó a hacer?
I think the only thing that I would tell her is like, keep going, little one, because you're gonna make it, you know?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't tell her to change anything. Like, I wouldn't tell her to change like any part of like where it's taken me these past few years. Porque siento como que if you even skip one thing, like, would you be here today, you know? So I feel like every single thing that happens in your life, it's meant to happen to take you to where you are, you know? So I feel like I would just tell her, like, keep going, little one. Like,
so that's all, you know? De nada. You're like,
de nada.
Gracias a Dios, lo bueno y lo malo que nos pasa nos ha ayudado a estar donde estamos.
Neta que sí, porque, like, now siento como que soy una persona súper diferente. Even of, like, who I was last year and the year before that. So you're always, like, growing and evolving. So, and what helps you with that? The things you go through, you know? The things you go through, good and bad. Like, it's just everything, it happens in your life for reasons, and I really believe in it.
Dude, and something I was telling Cindy out of the camera before we started recording, we have similar stories with dads. You know, like, I have this situation with my dad where it was difficult. We don't get along. How's your status right now with your parents?
Now it's good. I feel like, like,
oh my God, yes.
Because for a long time, and I'm sure you saw it, you know?
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't good for a while, pero siento como que ahorita estoy terminando el año, like, super, super good with my mom and with my dad.
My God, yes.
And I hope it stays that way, because I did see when you were talking about, you know, the situation with your dad and how happy you got. I think when you start to see that things are good with your parents, you just block anything out that hurt you, anything that happened, and you just kind of, like, the little girl in you just wants to be good with, like, your mom or your dad, or, you know, in this case, you with your dad. Y siento que ahorita I'm ending the year good with them, and I want to keep it like that. You know, I've gone through things with both my parents que, pues, te trauman y sí te duele y todo, pero cuando todo está bien, está bien.
Yeah.
Y lo malo que se queda atrás, you know?
When you started social media and you told your parents, I'm going to do social media, what did they think?
It's because the thing is that social media just happened. Like,
oh, they didn't. Well, you said it's something you didn't plan. Nomás pasó a lo puro natural.
Pasó y de pasadita, pues my mom went in there with me too. Like, she started doing cooking videos, and she started, like, you know, doing her live videos as well, like on Facebook and stuff. And it went really well for the both of us. Todavía my mom goes live and she does her thing, you know, cooking y todo eso. But so for my mom, it was kind of like she kind of went she kind of went into the industry with me. And for my dad, I feel like was. For me, dad, you know, él está cieguito y no ve, so he hasn't really been able to see, like, none of my accomplishments. I don't even think my dad knows what I look like right now as a grown woman.
He's been blind all his life?
He's been blind since I was like 16 years old. So, I mean, can you imagine 16-year-old me? But I think the last time I, like, saw my dad, like, in person, I think I was like 9 years old. So my dad has, like, no clue what I look like, what my daughter looks like, what my son looks like. Like, he doesn't know. And I think that's the saddest part. So for him, siento como que es como like a little fantasy, you know, like, porque he probably knows about it, but he doesn't know, I don't know what anything has looked like, you know, his grandkids, me, my accomplishments in the, like, industry. So they've adjusted to it and they like it. I mean, they're proud of me. I'm sure they are.
No, I'm 100%
I'm more than sure they're proud of me.
No, because she's successful. You are successful. We were also talking about how she released detox pills. Y es algo que la neta la ha explotado hasta arriba. Let's talk about it.
Y nos ha explotado abajo.
How
también.
Is that going? No, y nos ha explotado en el baño también. No, también le vamos a mandar el bill del plumber a la Cindy porque no, hombre.
It's going really good, honestly. Like, that went viral, and I thank God for it, because I'm like, oh my God, every month it's just so viral. Es que la gente le gusta cagar.
Yeah, no, neta. And you've had a lot of collabs últimamente. What collabs have you been doing?
Recently I did one with Chiquis, and it was
sold out.
That
también.
was nice. That was really nice. Because I feel like for me, and I've told even my audiences, I'm like, eso para mí fue como, yo siempre las miraba a ellas desde chiquitita, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I would watch their shows and their mom, and I mean, my mom and them would blast their music. So esa collaboration for me, siento que era más como de mi corazón.
Oh,
and not
dude.
even like the money you can make from it, or like the opportunity to collab as a businesswoman. For me, it was like, I don't know, siento como que I could relate to her with a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
That for me, it was more like a heart thing. Like, oh my God, I collaborated with Chiquis. Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah. And how did you feel when she reached out to you, like, Cindy, because I saw you went to her concert también.
Yeah.
¿Cómo te sentiste? Like,
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I mean, I remember when we were talking about the collaboration, and I had shot out, like, the idea of us shooting together, because it's her brand, you know? So they very well could have, like, had me shoot yo sola. And I shot the idea out of like both of us shooting together, and she said yes. So I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to be like in a photo shoot with her and all of that. Y ya, pues eso fue muy bonito. And the week that led up to the collaboration, she had her last 2 concerts and she invited me. And it was so nice because she sang at a casino in my hometown, and she shouted me out, like, and so I was like shocked because I didn't think she was gonna do that. You know, it was just an invite, and she started saying like, "Where's MustBeCindy?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" So it was definitely a beautiful experience all the way from like the beginning till the end of it. Like, it has been such a beautiful thing.
Would you say that was like your point where you're like, I've made it?
I mean, it's definitely one of those points. I feel like as you keep evolving in this business, you're always gonna have those moments. You know? Like, you think one moment takes you there, and then you have another moment. You're like, oh my God, this was my made it moment. So se siente bonito que hay muchos momentos like that, but definitely that was one of them.
¿Y cuál fue el momento de MustBeCindy que went viral? Like, when you first started, ¿qué fue lo que te dio a reconocer en la industria de lo que es como influencer?
It was 3 things. It was one, que me empecé a operar like left and right, and everybody was just very intrigued by that, you know. 2, I feel like that brings in a lot of audience because they just want to know like everything.
Your recovery and all that stuff.
That brought in a lot of audience. And then I started doing cooking videos with my mom, so I started having her like cooking. That brought in a lot of audience. And then I started doing videos with my cousin. And we went viral, girl, for a long time. Like, still to this day, we post a video and we go viral. And people always thought we were like a boyfriend and girlfriend, pero éramos primos, you know? Because we grew up like brother
El
and sister.
muchacho de los lentes.
De los lentes.
He doesn't have lentes.
No.
Uno que tiene el pelo negro.
You're thinking of Luis.
Oh.
No. Ese es mi novio. No, I'm just kidding. No, my cousin.
No, hay uno que...
Tatuado.
Oh, that they thought he was your brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they thought he was my boyfriend.
Oh, they thought he was your boyfriend. Oh.
Yeah, they literally, for the longest time, they literally thought we were boyfriend and girlfriend. We would always be like, no, we're cousins.
Oh.
Pero yeah, a lot of my viral moments were with him too. And then everything else just started like flowing. I mean, all the collabs y todo eso, pues it started flowing after that. So it's been a very, very beautiful journey. Y siento que ya ahorita, like, I'm going to be 30. Ya, pues, las cosas son diferentes. You know, like, when you first start in the industry, you don't know a lot. But I feel like I've grown a lot. Social media has helped me grow a lot as a person. And I'm thankful for it because no fuera la mujer que soy hoy, like, aparte de social media, if it wasn't for social media.
And how do you manage it as being a mom? Like, being a mom, a content creator, a businesswoman?
It's hard.
How do you manage it?
It's hard because... I literally, one thing I always tell them in my house, and they always laugh at me. I always tell them, I wish you could live in my head for a day. Because it's like, you have so much going on, you know, from like being a mom, making sure that they go to school, they get home, they eat. You're making sure your business is up. You're making sure you're like creating your content, doing everything. Then you have to make sure you're a girlfriend. Then you have to make sure you're a house person. So it's really like, no day do I ever wake up and just sit there. Like, it's every day that's like en chinga. So it is really hard, pero pues también es muy bonito y siento que sometimes it does take a lot of time away from my kids, but any job does, you know, any job, whether you work from home or, you know, you work a 9-to-5 job or you work out of town for certain days y te vienes para atrás, like every job that we do, unfortunately, takes a lot of time away from our kids. And I feel like a lot of people, like outsiders looking in, como que I feel like they've judged us influencer moms a lot. Like, oh, you're never with your kids, or like, or you don't really spend time with your kids.
Yeah.
But when you get an opportunity like this, you have to just go for it. Like, you can't waste the opportunity because at the end of the day, every single job that you do is gonna take time away from your kids.
Oh yeah, even when you have like a regular job or lo que sea, either way you're still working. A veces we can't be with our kids. Yo no tengo kids, ¿verdad? Pero tengo mi familia, mis hermanitos. And either way, whether you're working, whatever position you are in life, it takes time from, you know, because it's normal. It's, you know, and that's the thing that a lot of people a veces dicen como, being an influencer, you don't have time for your kids. It's influencers a job as it is for anything else. I feel like it really, really is. How do you feel like social media has changed your life? Like how much has it changed your life?
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I went from like having my little apartment with living with cockroaches to like now being able to just like, no sé, like it's a big evolvement, which let me tell you guys something, I will forever go back and live with those little cockroaches. I mean, they probably live in my house today.
You are a humble ass person, Cindy.
Pero neta que like, si ves your growth and you're like, oh my God, estuve ahí y estoy aquí ahorita. It's changed my life in so many different ways. I feel like a estos momentos de mi vida siento como que pues me ha cambiado mucho como like persona, mamá, todo, you know, but it's, I don't think I'll ever believe half the things that I've done in the industry, like, because I've done a lot. I mean, I've done a lot. I've always said this, like, I've done a lot here, and I'm proud of myself, because if everybody could do it, everybody would be doing it, and it's hard. It really is hard. But I think the number one thing that social media has done for me is, gracias a Dios, it's giving me like the most amazing job to be able to take care of my whole entire family, like my kids, my everyone around me. And I will forever be grateful for that. You know, like it gave me my audience, which my audience is like, I love you guys. Like they're so loyal and they're so loving, and it's brought me a lot.
And what's the hardest part?
The hardest part of social media that I feel like, I don't know, I even want to ask you, like I siento como que like keeping up and just always
consistent,
you know, being consistent, like it's hard. It's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, especially now, there's like so many like people in the industry, there's so many influencers que it really is hard to just keep up and stay consistent, pero it's not that hard because here we are doing it, you know?
Yeah, no, seriously. And you've maintained your position and you've maintained where you are really, really well, dude. Like, I feel like MustBeCindy va a ser siempre MustBeCindy. You know, esta muchacha siempre está ocupada. Por eso es un honor tenerla aquí, because for her to make time to be here, damn, that's how I know, you know, like you're a very organized and amazing person. But what do we expect from you next year? What's happening next year? Some little sneak peeks or something, algo. What's happening next year?
I'm collaborating with a brand.
Oh my God.
That I've never collaborated with.
Uh-huh.
And if I can give you guys a hint of that. I don't want to give it up, because then they're going to be like, it's this brand.
Oh my God.
It has a lot to do with growth. It could be anything.
Okay.
It could be anything.
Growth.
It has a lot to do with growth.
Okay.
So
coming up with what we think.
I'm like, let me know
she
what
collabing with. And what's something que vas a dejar en el 2023? Algo, something you're just gonna leave it in this year. You're not taking it with you next year.
Pensar que todo mundo es buena persona. Leaving behind just all of the drama and things that have happened in my life with certain people, and just really leaving behind all problems, because I feel like I've made peace in the places that I've had to make peace in, and I've also like cut ties in the places that I've had to cut ties. So everything that we made peace with comes. Everything that got cut, que se queda ya. Like I don't want to drag it into next year. Like I don't want to, because at the end of the day, you know, you just have to like start New Year's fresh, así como con like fresh vibes, fresh energy. Let's get it going. Let's keep working. Let's stay motivated. Like todo eso. So muchas cosas se quedan atrás y muchas personas.
¿Y algo that you're proud of this year? What made you proud?
I think definitely getting our house. That has been such an emotional moment for me, because I feel like for so many years I just always moved my kids around, you know, like that's even like such an emotional thing for me, because siento como que they've never had just like a peaceful place for a long time. And me growing up, I lived at my mom's house like until I was 23 years old. So la misma casa donde nací, ahí estuve toda mi vida. Y pues para mis hijos, ellos no tuvieron lo mismo. Like era constant moving, you know, in the etapas that I was in my life. So siento como que ahorita like it makes me really emotional, really happy that was an accomplishment, because now I'm like, okay, now we have our little house. Dios quiera, we keep it up, y pues ahí nos podemos quedar por muchos años, you know. But that's why I've been working so hard towards it, and we've been all working so hard towards it. But I feel like that has been the most.
Dude, and I feel like you're a badass mom, because everything you do is always for your kids. Yeah. Itati, like I've seen you she did a collab with a brand, and I saw you as a supportive ass mom, like supporting her and being there for her. Esos son momentos que ella nunca se le va a olvidar. No, you know, that's going to be stuff for her that she's always going to keep in mind. And you're such a kind-hearted person that always thinks about, you know, her. And I feel like your kids are forever going to be grateful for the freaking person you are.
Oh,
yeah, veces everyone that watches us on social media, sometimes they like, cuando nos gusta el chisme, we like to look at the bad side, but we never look at the good side.
Yeah.
There's always more good than bad. Regardless what happens in life in general, whether you're an influencer or not in life, there's always more good than bad.
Yeah.
A veces we just get distracted with the bad and we see people as bad person. But I'm truly, truly proud of you, Cindy.
Thank you.
I'm truly proud of the woman you are, and I'm truly proud of how much you've grown. Is there anything else you want to share with us here on the podcast?
No, I think que soltamos todo.
Soltamos todo. You guys, thank you so much for listening in, tuning in on YouTube or Spotify. Cindy, thank you so much for being on today's episode.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate you for having me.
How can we find you on social media?
My handles literally everywhere are MustBeCindy. And again, thank you so much for having me. And I can't wait to see everybody else that you're going to bring on. And also, congratulations, because I know this is like a huge accomplishment for you too. So being able to be a part of that with you, like, thank you.
Thank you. No, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe, comment down below who you want to see in our next episode. And we will see you guys on our next show. We love you. Bye.